kept the original unit out there for the Titans.
Third down and 5. Shuck hit and sacked. And the ball comes out. Jeffrey Simmons had the contact, and Tennessee has it. DK in motion. Ward over the middle, incomplete. Was trying to squeeze one into DK, and on fourth down, Mike McCoy will send out his field goal unit. And Sly's kick is good. So a 17-yard punt leads to 3 points for Tennessee. So with Jalen Armour-Davis being carted off, Kaiir Elam has come in to take a spot at corner. Shuck to a wide open man. It's Kevin Austin. Austin inside the 30 and finally brought down. Third down and 6. Shuck looking left. Now taking a deep shot. Miscommunication with Austin. And it's incomplete.
That felt like a stutter and go.
Comes out to attempt a 43-yard field goal. And Smith's kick, leaning left, is no good. Ward looking deep down the field for DK. He's got him. DK to the 20-yard line, a gain of 38. So it's third down and 10. Here comes Chase Young. Ward on the move, and he throws this one away. Escorted out by Young and Carl Granderson. And on fourth down, Tennessee will attempt a field goal. Sly back out, this one from 38 yards away. And Joey Sly is 2 for 2. Shuck, pressure coming, steps up, ball up for grabs. It's caught by Austin, who's taken down by Cody Barton. In the shotgun with Tajay Spears to his right. Quick pass is caught by Van Jefferson. And Jefferson wasn't down, he rolled over the defender. Third and 6. Ward. He's got the completion, but DK is tackled short of a first down. Alontae Taylor, another Tennessee product, makes the play. They line up quickly. Spears is the running back. Play action. Ward. He's got a wide open Okonkwo. Chigo Okonkwo inside the 20. Stays on his feet. Okonkwo. Wow! Touchdown! What a play!
Andrew getting jiggy with it. I absolutely love that. He comes from that right side of your screen where he goes to block. We used to call this play Broadway when we were on defense because the tight end is showing you one thing and doing another. Creeps across that line of scrimmage to the other side, and then the rest he just does. Run after the catch, breaking it.
Second and 10, Shuck to the air. Steps up, and he's going to keep it. Tyler Shuck slides, and near the 25-yard line, it'll be third down for New Orleans. Third down and 2, Estime. And he pinballs forward for the first down. That was replay assist, putting it to a 2-yard gain. So second and 8, Olave fields this one and does a great job after the catch to pick up the first down. Pushed out of bounds by Kaiir Elam.
I'm staying away from T'Vondre Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons. I'm going elsewhere with it.
Taysom Hill is the quarterback, and he'll take it himself, trying to go up the middle. And we'll see where they spot it, but it appears Tennessee was able to stop Taysom Hill. And Smith is good. So a big kick by Charlie Smith from 56 yards away, and the Saints are on the board.
The team was 6-2 at one point this season.
Second down and 7. Ward, he's got a wide open Jefferson, who makes the catch and then goes out of bounds in front of Sanker. But Van Jefferson able to find an open space, and he goes for 28 yards. Penalty makes it first down and 20. Ward in trouble. Chase Young ripped it away. Young on the return. Young at the 10, 5, touchdown. What a play by Chase Young. He just stole it from Cam Ward and went the other way for 6.
That was unbelievable by Chase Young, and also Carl Granderson. Those two guys in conjunction makes this play because Granderson comes inside, forces Ward to have to get around him, and now Chase Young, who we call runs the hump, comes around from the other side. But the awareness, CD, to not only be able to come away with the sack, but to take the football away from Cam Ward. You're seeing it here. He comes on the outside. For Dan Moore Jr., you're thinking you're doing a good job. I'm running him up past the quarterback. But because of Granderson, it forces Ward outside the pocket. For Cam Ward there, not a huge mistake. You got to be able to just tuck the ball away. As you see. That was a long run, Andrew.
All right.
I'd like to see you midfield take a sprint.
Nobody would like to see that.
I loved how when he took the ball and he saw the opening, boy, did he get going quick.
Ward has plenty of time, and wow, what a pass with a flag down in the secondary. Ward, quick pass. Isle Manor has the first down. Looking to throw. Ward steps up, airing it out deep. DK is down there. DK, and a lot of contact. There's the flag. Justin Reed was back deep in coverage. And here's the call.
Defense, number 41. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul on a first down.
Speaking of shots, right now you take a shot at the end zone if you're Tennessee.
Don't go away
without it.
A lot of time coming off the clock. Ward to the end zone, wide open touchdown. Alec Isle Manor with his 4th touchdown of the year.
Andrew, you said it, miscommunication. You bring motion across, and now you have all 3 corners right there, and they're trying to communicate with one another. Nobody covers Isle Manor in an easy touchdown pass.
And increase their lead right before the half. Give them a lot of credit, led by their interim head coach, Mike McCoy.
And that is the end of the first half. 3rd down and 3. Shuck. He's got a completion and a first down. Olave again on 3rd down. Keemon Hall makes another tackle. Dante Pettis in motion. It is Estime again. Audric Estime gets to the next level. And another bruising run of 9 yards for Estime. Cedric Gray on the tackle. Play action for Shuck. Over the middle, he's got a wide open Johnson. Straight up the gut of the Tennessee defense and spun down close to the 20-yard line. First time in the red zone today for New Orleans. They scored touchdowns at a 40% clip in the red zone. That's last in the NFL. Trying to change that here. Shuck looking end zone. Touchdown! Olave! That's a red zone touchdown for the Saints. And what an opening drive for New Orleans to start the second half.
The design and the scheme was to get Olave on a little mini wheel off of the motion, and look at him, catches it perfectly, ends up with the nickelback Keemon Hall.
Tony Pollard gets the call on first down, and he breaks a tackle. Pollard in the open field. Tony Pollard rips off a big run.
A lot of substitutions just took place there. Roy Ellison, the umpire, stepping in to allow them to finish.
Ward scrambling, throwing deep on the run, looking for Kinsey. Kinsey's got it! Mason Kinsey, his 2nd catch of the year. Ward looking right, now comes back, and Ward is dragged down. Jonah Williams gets him to the ground. And Sly's boot is good. His 3rd field goal today.
Been very good under duress, both of them today.
On 2nd down, Estime, and he lowers his shoulder and picks up the first down.
And you see, after a nice little run there, they get right back to the line of scrimmage. And
Estime again, after he takes a big shot from Jeffrey Simmons. Shuck looking downfield, and he's got a man. That's Pettis. And that's good for a first down. Taysom Hill in motion on 3rd and 2. Shuck, pressure coming. Shuck is sacked. Well, Charlie Smith comes out, and this would be a 57-yard field goal. Would be a new career long for Smith. And this one is good.
Seeing the creativity as well.
Play action for Ward. Directing traffic. And now throws, and coming back to make the catch is Martin Robertson. A good one here on CBS with Jason McCourty, Charles Davis, A.J. Ross, our producer Steve McKee, director Andy Goldberg, our entire crew. I'm Andrew Catalan. Cam Ward on 3rd down and 9, spinning away. Chase Young's there, Granderson's there. Ward gets away, throws, and it's caught! Cam Ward, a magician in the backfield. 3rd down and 11, Cam Ward in the shotgun. Ward looking for Iomanner, and broken up by McKinstry. Good play by Kool-Aid along the sideline. Told you it's a little breezy today. Sly is out for a 58-yard attempt, trying to navigate the wind and the distance, and he does. Big kick by Joey. Chuck rolling right, directing traffic, now throwing. He's got Johnson down there. Jawan Johnson reels it in, and he's still not on the ground. Johnson cuts back at the 40 and down at the 34-yard line. That's the 3rd pass of at least 30 yards today for the Saints. Shuck, he's got Pettis open on the check down. Oh, what a move by Pettis into the open field for the 1st down, and still going. Pettis, oh my goodness, then he fumbles. Ball loose. Saints think they have it. No signal yet. It looks like it could be a touchback, and it is. Keemon Hall knocked it away. 2nd down and 8. And right back to Pollard. Chase Young not able to bring him down, and Pollard pushes forward for a 1st down.
You got to possibly send more pressure to get the ball out of his hands.
Let's see if they send more than 4 at him on this play and try and keep him in the pocket.
Play clock at 2. Ward takes the snap. Pressure coming. Ward looking deep. Okonkwo flag down. Pass is incomplete. Nearly picked off by Terrell Burgess, who was back in coverage. And this penalty will be against Tennessee. Good one here, though, in week 17. Tennessee up by 6, and on 1st down, Estime trying to get to the left side, jumping over a defender, and still going. Estime, a 1st down run. Audric Estime with a beauty. Shuck, pump fake, now looking deep. Olave down there, he's got him. Olave down the sideline, turning on the Jets, and brought down from behind by Baker. The last 3 Shuck passes have totaled 131 yards. Let's see where he goes here on 2nd and goal. Looking for Austin in the end zone. Austin got it! Touchdown! And that's the 1st NFL touchdown for Kevin Austin.
Keeping the outside receiver in and not going downfield. And just let Austin work against Keemon Hall, the nickel back, one-on-one without anyone else in the area, because Pettis stayed on the line of scrimmage. So that took the other defender out of the play. And then Austin wins his route one-on-one.
3rd down and 9. Here comes the pressure. Ward standing in there, in trouble, and down he goes. Davis and Young combine to get in the backfield. 3rd down and 1. Shuck over the middle. Johnson is open. 1st down and more as Amani Hooker slams him to the turf. Estime bounces off a bunch of tacklers, and there he goes. Estime, touchdown. Another one for the highlight reel as Estime takes it in.
But on the bounce, and then he runs through another attempted tackle on his way to the end zone. Jason McCourty described him as a guy who is a tackle-breaking type of a running back when he first came out there. But watch the backside. I think it's Harrell, 92, right there. It's a big opportunity. Then the second miss downfield, and Estime finds pay dirt.
That's when I'm going to send 5 guys at him and try to force the ball out.
Ward on the slant. He's got a 1st down. That's caught by Tony Pollard out to midfield. Cam Ward is 2 for his last 10 passing. Chase Young coming off the edge. Ward escapes. Ward in trouble. Ward throws. Spears caught it. Tajay Spears, first down. Cam Ward down. Take a look at the knee right there. So they wipe away the completion in the first down. It is Saints football. Now in the process, they put time back on the clock, so we will have the 2-minute warning again. Shuck standing in there, looking deep down the field. There's one man down there, and it's incomplete. Intended for Dante Pettis. 3rd down and 2. Ward, and he's got the first down to DK, who takes a punishing shot from Alontae Taylor.
I'd bring pressure, force the ball out of his hands.
There it is.
Ward in the pocket, steps up, throws, and Io Manor has it for a first down.
Look at them guarding him all the way down the 10-yard line. 2 deep safeties.
Everyone going deep. Ward buying time. Ward is in trouble. Ward lost the football. Ward gets it back and now throws it to Spears, who can't make the play. No time on the clock, and the Saints win it.